Wanted to do a report from the field today on something that I see very commonly, and this particular customer had a perfect example of it. Was called to this property to take a look at a few issues, and they weren't really terrible. But this particular issue is this small pear tree that they have here. They have some beautiful plants in a garden area that they obviously spend a fair amount of time taking care of. This tree here is a tiny pear tree. I'm not sure of what kind. You can see that it has a little bit of a lean to it, and they've had to tie it so that it doesn't fall over. When I first came to the tree, it looked fine at the base, but it was obvious that I could wiggle the trunk very easily. It didn't have any stability, and it's, as is common to our practice when we come to properties, we inspect the root crown to see if the plant was planted too deep, either by the owner or by a landscaper, or perhaps sometimes in the nursery. And this was exactly the case here. I began to pull away the mulch. It's very nice soil. The mulch is decomposing very nicely. The tree shows a little bit of dieback on the tips over here, and then there are some fungal spots over here, either pear trellis rust or some other sort. I think that's what it is. So that's the symptom, and we can clip that out and we can treat the symptom, but the cause is because the tree was, again, buried at some point, maybe in the nursery. And this is a really clear example. I'm trying to get a good picture here so you can see it. But as we go down here, you can see when I first started to dig down, I noticed these roots here, and if I didn't inspect farther, I might think, oh, okay, I'm just going to pull this down, an inch or so, and leave these, leave this slightly covered just above these roots, which, if they were the main roots, that would be the proper way. But as I began to push down with my finger a little bit deeper, I found other roots that were below that. So there are these roots here, which are called Adventitious roots. These are roots that grow out of the trunk of the tree when the tree is really stressed out, because it's been buried too deep. And then I dug down a little farther. I found some of these roots over here, and I could have stopped there, but I was suspecting that it wasn't, that I hadn't gone deep enough. So this is a second set of adventitious roots, maybe the first ones that popped, and then these ones did. And as I went down farther, I'm not sure if you can see it, I suspect that this is the, right down there, all the way down there, it looks like 6 inches down, are the actual original base roots of the tree, which you can see, or maybe not, are way down there, are past this, right down into this area, are the original roots of the tree. And so it's unfortunate. In this situation, we might clip a couple of these top roots out, and then we might just fill this in a little bit, just so as to not shock the tree. And then we'll pull this soil out here, out a little bit, just so that it's not such a long distance for water, oxygen, and so forth to exchange with the roots. When there's too much soil or mulch on a plant, it can get just waterlogged down there. It can be a stress on the plant, just because it's like sucking out of all your meals through a thin straw. It takes a lot of effort. You might get some, and if you're young, you have the patience, and you just want to have whatever you're drinking, you'll do it. But at some point, it's using up a lot of energy, and at some point, the tree will begin to show signs on the top of it, like it's doing now, signs of stress. So we're going to recommend to the customer to repair this sort of planting situation over here, and then we'll give it a boost with some compost tea in the fall and in the spring. Maybe have to do some organic fungicide treatments next year to minimize the impact of the disease, and hopefully it'll start to be as fruitful as some of the other plants on the property. Again, the people are obviously careful, and we got a beautiful plum tree over here and a beautiful garden, and they're protecting the yard with some deer fence. So it's not carelessness as much as it is just a common problem that can happen with plants. So that's it. If you want us to come inspect your tree and see if it's buried and it's suffering because of that, give us a buzz. And now my fingernails are just all dirty. I shouldn't have gotten them done, but they're dirty, and I had a great time. Thanks a lot. Take care.